No fancy steps, no complicated ingredients, just a soft, eggless butter cake that melts in your mouth. It's the kind of recipe you'll come back to again and again. So if you want to learn how to make it, then just keep watching. Starting with our dry ingredients first, you can take cake flour if you have. If not, then simply take all-purpose flour. Along with cornstarch. Now remember, this is the cornstarch, which is a white starchy powder and not the yellow granulated one. Along with that, we will add the custard powder. To this, we will also add the baking powder and baking soda and a pinch of salt. Now the custard powder is something you can skip, but it gives a good flavor to the cake, so you can replace it with the cornstarch in case you don't have it. Set that aside and take another clean large bowl in which we will take our wet ingredients. That is the room temperature butter, to which we will add the caster sugar. You can use home ground powdered sugar, but do not use the regular granulated one as it may not melt evenly in the baking process. Now simply use a spatula or even a whisk, which would be much quicker, and whisk it vigorously until you get a good pale color and the sugar is almost melted. This is good enough. Now taking our egg substitute for this recipe, we will take regular store-bought curd, to which we will add the milk and vanilla extract. Now if you are planning to use eggs, you can use 3 and replace it in place of the curd, which will obviously give a great result as it's a great binding agent, and not to mention the moist crumbs as always that you look for. Now go ahead and add it to the butter and sugar mixture, but make sure to add it in parts as we are going to alternate it with the dry ingredients. It is important to note here that you must only use a spatula at this point, as once you add the flour, you must use the cut and fold method and being gentle at the same time. This is to avoid deflating the air that's incorporated. While I'm mixing the flour and curd, let me tell you why we are doing this alternating method between the flour and curd mixture. This helps the batter stay smooth and light without over mixing. And if you've been looking for a great eggless butter cake, this one's honestly a gem. It's soft, rich, and trust me, you won't even miss the eggs. And at this stage, you may even find the batter to be very thick as compared to the regular cake batter. This is because the curd and butter create a dense emulsion, especially since we are not using eggs. But don't worry, this thick texture is exactly what gives the cake its rich, soft crumb. Now once that's done, we will simply transfer it into our prepared pan, which is a 7-inch square pan that's been greased and lined with parchment paper. You do not want to break down the air bubbles incorporated, so be gentle and level it up with the spatula to avoid any cracks on the surface while baking. Tap it a couple of times and bake it in your preheated oven at 170 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. Perfectly baked with a slight dome and a few light cracks. And with the skewer test, we've got some perfect crumbs as well. And the gentle bounce back on the dome tells you it's been baked well. Once it's cooled down, we can now demold it and get it ready to slice it. That's a beautiful browning on the bottom as well. As much as I love the edges for the caramelized taste, It just looks more presentable when you slice them neatly and serve it up for your guests. The aroma of this cake fills your room, and surely it's the one perfect recipe for a warm evening tea with your friends and family. Looking at the crumbs, I love how soft, moist, and melt in your mouth perfection this is. And when a cake turns out this soft and perfect, you just know it's a recipe worth saving. The kind of cake that doesn't need frosting, because when a recipe is simple but done right, it speaks for itself. Soft, buttery, and made with everyday ingredients. Try it once and let me know if you didn't smile after the first bite. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.